Hi. Before you dive into the world of yoga with me, there are a couple of points I need to address. Like any other physical exercises, various yoga conditions, postures are contraindicated for many ailments and conditions. So please be sure to consult your medical professional if yoga is the right practice for you. Nothing that is posted here can be substitute for the medical advice from your physician or healthcare provider. Therefore, even for I will be providing constant guidance, cueing, modifications, adaptations, variations, and props to meet the needs of most people, you are doing this of your own risk. So please be mindful and conscious of your body at all times. We are all built a little bit differently because of our genetics, lifestyles, habits, etc. And matching shapes with someone can not bring you any good unless you can find an ease and breathe calmly in a pose. On the contrary, if you find yourself short of breath, please get out of the pose and regain your breath fully before you continue with the practice. What will benefit you the most in yoga practice is being alert, mindful, and present in your body constantly and feeling its limits in never pausing that pushing yourself over those limits. And gradually, over time, building your strength and flexibility. Any sharp, pinpointed pain in or around any joint is the signal from your body to withdraw from where you are. So if you ever feel that sensation, please gently withdraw from where you are. Yoga is to be done on an empty stomach. So at least 3 hours after your last meal or 45 minutes after a fruit snack. Make sure that you're properly hydrated throughout the practice and especially after the practice of yoga. After meditative practices such as yin or restorative yoga, you might feel very relaxed. So I strongly advise that you take some transition time before you continue with your daily activities, especially driving or any other activity that needs your full alertness, full attention. I wish you a pleasant and safe yoga journey. Be well. Namaste. Hello, and welcome to my studio. I would like to introduce you to a yin practice of yoga you might have never tried, and yet that's a type of yoga that stresses the different types of our body, the yin tissue, so-called, that is ligaments, joints, fascia network, and even our bones. And then by relaxing them, letting them relax, making those tissues stronger, like we exercise the muscles. We preferably do that in the morning or before any young, invigorating practice when our muscles are cold because the muscles protect the yin tissue. And we want to reach that tissue in the yin yoga practice, okay? So I will demo you a couple of poses to see how the practice looks like. You can also notice that I have props around me. The props help us in the practice because we keep the poses for longer than we are used to in other types of yoga practice. And you know, just so you know that the important thing is, yes, we want to feel the stretching, the twisting, or the sensations in our body. So we go to our limits, but we do not cross our limits. We don't go to maximum range. We sit on the edge where we feel a little uncomfortable, okay? So everybody has to be aware of their own bodies and limits, and not go beyond them. Okay, this is not an ego practice. The yin refers to subtler inner parts of us, and therefore the key word in yin is acceptance of the limits too, acceptance what is in the pose, acceptance of being uncomfortable, and the most benefits of the practice come of that. I'll stop talking now and we'll start with the practice so see how it goes. Okay, we'll usually start in a meditation, a short meditation. So sit in a comfortably cross-legged position. Maybe your knees are a bit up, but your spine is extended and long. And close your eyes, palms are facing the ceiling. We want to turn the attention inwards and focus on what is within us. It's always good before the practice to set up the intention or resolution for the practice. We do it in a simple language. Try to reach one naturally, like I want to be happy and healthy. I want to feel good in my body, whatever. I don't want to make suggestions. You just bring your own resolution, okay? And then connect your attention to your breath. And we want to keep our awareness on the breath constantly during the practice to make our minds still. The awareness of the breath and concentration on the breath will still our minds, make them quieter, because mind's business is to produce thoughts, but we do not want that here. We want to be still and accept whatever comes our way. And stillness of the breath does not mean suspending the breath. It means that you breathe steadily, easily, fluently, with a concentration on breathing. And that will help you still the mind and the body also in the pose that it's a little bit uncomfortable for it, and to accept all that comes your way. And now please open your eyes and we will start with a butterfly pose, that meaning you place the soles of your feet together and extend your legs a little bit from you to have a diamond shape of a legs, okay? And then we'll inhale, and with an exhale, we'll bend towards our feet. And we never go to the maximum pose, to the immediately. We allow our body to accept. We allow our body to invite us in a pose, maybe even deeper. But that happens, muscles release after 30 seconds to a minute. So don't go immediately to the maximum pose. Stay a little bit where you can. Maybe if that's too much for you, you can put your blocks to support your knees if you feel too much sensation. And then try to find the stillness in a pose, stillness of a breath and mind. And we'll keep this pose for 3 minutes. I'll check with you in around half of the pose. Now you're somewhere around the half of the pose. Connect to your breath, awareness on the breath. Accept all that's coming your way, be it in a form of emotion or thought or sensation. Awareness of the breath. Take a couple of more deep breaths in a pose. And then slowly reach up with your torso and head. Place your hands behind you, behind your back, and raise your knees up, soles of the feet down to the ground, and then bring your knees to the left and the right, like a windshield wipers to feel the rebound effect of the pose. You might notice that I have socks and longer sleeves. We do that with the yin practice because we don't generate much of internal heat, so it's good to be in a warm place and to wear warm clothes, feel comfortable, okay? So we'll now go to another pose. That's a straddle pose. So place your legs long in front of you to the east and the west as you can comfortably. And maybe if it's too much sensation like this for you, maybe you can even place the blanket you sit on. Okay. To lift the pelvis a bit. And now I want the quads engaged. I want to go a little bit down inch by inch, not going fully where I can. Maybe this is plenty of sensation for you. Maybe you can support your knees with the blocks, going down with a straight spine, or maybe even placing the bolster to help you reach a bit further down. Wherever you are, just know that you're not going immediately where you can to full extent. Allow your body to invite you. We'll keep this pose for 2 minutes. So allow that you might not go further. Maybe you want to go backwards a little bit, but you want to feel some sensation, okay? And the straight spine, quads engaged, the feet are flexed. Breathe and bring your attention to your breath. That will bring you to your resolution for the practice. We don't want any sharp pinpointed pains in or around any joint or tingling sensations. That's a no-no. Then back up if you feel that immediately. But dull and achy pains are to be expected in this practice. So be aware of your body and sensations at all times. If your body tells you to back up, listen to it. And back up. Accept your boundaries. Accept the limits. Accept the sensations and breathe through your experience. We'll take a couple of more deep breaths in the pose. And then slowly press with the palms into the ground and bend our knees. Place the hands behind us and maybe bring the knees to the left and the right like a windshield wipers to feel the rebound of the pose. And this is how the yin practice looks like. It's just approximately like other practices, an hour long, sometimes shorter if you're tired, but around an hour. Be well, and I hope to see you on the mat. Namaste.